y'all doing? I'm fixing to give you a little review here. So let's just go to the news clip.
At a Massachusetts funeral home because no cemetery wants him buried on their
Boston
property.
bomber.
Many protesters say he should not be buried on American soil. A fund is set up already to help send the body back home. It costs from $3,000 to $7,000 to ship a body to Russia, where Tsarnaev's parents live.
$3,000, $7,000 to ship. So the Boston bomber, you know his name. Whatever. Anyway, so the funeral home guy gets calls and threats from people, and people passing by his funeral home yelling out stupid stuff and everything, just people being themselves because they don't want the funeral home to prepare this body. But the funeral home director, I commend him. I commend you, funeral home director, for saying, I have an oath to take care of the bodies that come through my funeral home. Yes, he does. Every funeral home does that, gets a body. Every funeral home is looking for business that's looking for somebody to die or something that happens. Anyway, you know, sad story, but good for them. Anyway, so the people are, I hope that people are not going to be ignorant and not want to use this funeral home just because he done this. But they'll want to say he shouldn't be buried in our land, in our nation. In school, yes, in school, I had to think about it. That's why I looked up. In school, I was taught that the Indians live here. Native Americans, the Indian people, yes, this land belonged to them. Columbus came over here and stole this land. Now, black people were brought over here from different places. Let me school you right quick. Black people did not all come from Africa. Oh, sure did not. There's some white-looking people that came from Africa, too. Now, anyway, back to my story. Yes, this land does not belong to you white peoples. Y'all came over here and stole this land, so technically this ain't your land either. But since we all is over here, so we supposed to get along, but yet we still got some white folks who think that this just their land and that the black folks need to leave. Well, the bigots need to leave too. Because if you can't get along with everybody, then what do we need you here for? Now see, somebody could say, you know what, they were the bigot, just let them be thrown in the ocean. But nobody does that to the bigot, do they? No. So therefore, we all God's creations. We all God's peoples. So therefore, we all have a right to be buried or cremated the way that we want to be. Thank you kindly. Now, therefore, get off your little high horse, people, and forget that foolishness. Boston, just go ahead and pay the $7,000, send the man back over to the other side of the land and country and nation and the world, so that he can be buried however his family chooses to do so. They already said he brought shame to the family and the mama. We praying for you. Now, let's move on.
FBI believes a mobile home raid disrupted a terror attack in the planning stages.
Buford
Rogers is in custody. Police in rural western Minnesota found
the white man,
cocktails, suspected pipe bombs, and firearms.
Yeah, remember them white supremacist type people?
If the suspect is tied to any known terrorist.
And they talk about everybody else outside the country.
Say a stretch
okay, yeah, and they always trying to talk about whatever. But okay, we gonna move on anyway.
The flames.
Now there was a limo accident that happened.
Suspected pipe bombs and firearms.
Limo accident is what we're hearing now.
Say if the suspect is tied to any known terrorist groups. Investigators say a stretch limousine burst into flames because it was carrying too many passengers.
Stretch limousine burst into flames because it was carrying too many passengers. Oh my.
5 women died in the fire. The Highway Patrol says the vehicle was listed for 8 or fewer passengers. It had 9.
8 or fewer passengers, and the limousine had 9 people. Oh. I've seen church vans and school vans that's 15 passenger regulated, carrying 16, 17, 18 people. I personally have driven a school bus because that's my profession, driving bus. And my 65 passenger bus had 70 kids on it. And I told my supervisor my bus is overcrowded. You know what they told me? Drive it anyway. Or that's illegal. But where we live, apparently you can do some illegal things and they're going to let it get by. But then if you get caught, then you get the axe. But then they the idiots that told you to go ahead and do it. Now, okay, so anyway, unless these 9 women all weighed 400 something pounds, which I saw the bride that died. We so sorry that the bride died. Moment of silence. But But we're so sorry that she passed away. We really, truly are. That's a bad thing. The man just got married and now his wife is gone. But I saw a picture and the wife was not big. Now, unless the rest of her friends were big and fat, I just don't see how that could happen unless they were. But the wife was not big, so naturally, normally, you know how birds and feathers flock together. The rest of them was about her size. I don't see how that would have caused the fire. Please find out the real truth. Don't tell us what you think happened just because it had one extra person in the vehicle. But again, we really are sorry that happened. I've driven limousines and I've had a couple of times where it was one extra person in the back, but my limousine did not catch on fire. We drove and got where we needed to safely. My school bus did not catch on fire because I was 5 kids over the limit. The church vans and the little school vans have not caught on fire because they were over the limit. Not supposed to do that, but they were over the limit, but they did not catch on fire. I did tell the school district that I was not going to drive the school bus the next time I got one kid over because y'all not fixing to hold me responsible when I called and told you all that my bus was overcrowded. But anyway, that is the news today from myself. So therefore, enjoy your day. And remember, you better love everybody regardless of what they look like. Because my wife don't even look like me, but I sure do love her. You can trust that one.